I literally talk for a living, but you would never guess that from my YouTube channel, would you? Okay. Hey guys, and welcome to new releases for the week of April 7th. Amazingly enough, it's not all eyeshadows this week. I'm quite excited about that, so let's do this. Just because it's not all eyeshadows doesn't mean that there are no eyeshadows. This palette doesn't actually exist, and as far as I know, it's not planned to actually be released. The brand BYS Cosmetics posted this picture on April Fool's Day. This is their gag palette, the Picklelicious palette. But let me tell you, take the pickle scent away. But this color story, I would buy this palette in a heartbeat. And in reading a lot of the comments on this post, I'm not alone in that opinion. I think it's actually beautiful. Again, I'm not cool with like the whole pickle scent, but call it Picklelicious, that's totally fine. I think that's adorable. I like the packaging, the little pickle guy, and I love the color stories. So I really hope that this cosmetics brand, who I hadn't heard of before, but I really hope that they take that feedback into consideration. I actually did follow their account with the hopes that they will eventually release this palette or something very similar to it, but I'm hoping that it's not actually going to smell like pickles. Oh my gosh. My phone updated overnight and now I don't know how to use it. It drives me crazy. I don't understand why they do that. They update and like things are on opposite sides of the phone and the icons all look weird, and now my photo albums are in a totally different layout. Like it just, what was the purpose of that? If it's not broken, don't fix it. Anyways, I've now relaunched all of the pictures so that I can see them again. Let's dive back into this. Let's talk about orgasm, shall we? Nars is like beating this thing to death. They really, really, truly are. They have come out not only with the Jumbo Nars blush, Nars, of course they have come out with the Nars blush, Kara, you moron. A Jumbo Orgasm blush. They also have the Orgasm lip thing. They have Orgasm dropper things. They've got an Orgasm palette. Like, we get it. We get it. You don't, like, it's okay. You can actually release something with this kind of color story and call it something else. And if people want to buy the color story, they're going to buy the color story. It doesn't really matter what you call it. So I think we need to just kind of like move on from the orgasm thing. Like, and that is not something I ever thought that I would say. Hey, I'm tired of orgasm. But here we are. And honestly, I have the mini size of the Orgasm blush. I can't say that it's my favorite. It obviously has people who love it, because, at least I hope they do, because they keep seeming to justify releasing orgasm-themed things, or orgasm blush-themed things. Actual orgasm makeup products. Moving right along, I'm not interested in this. I'm really not. I don't really like the blush. And the rest of it, like that palette, I honestly go after the life of me can't figure out if it's an eyeshadow palette or like a highlight palette. The colors look weird to be highlighters, but they also look weird to be eyeshadows. So I honestly can't figure out what in the hell the purpose of this palette is. If it is an eyeshadow palette, they're all like super shimmery. So I really feel like you're gonna have to incorporate other matte shadows in order to make this work. For me, I can do like a satiny shadow in the crease. That doesn't turn me off, but like full on metallic eye look with no matte to ground it, for me personally, that's not what I'm going to be all about. And so this whole thing is just a little much for me. I don't really care about the name. I'm not like a huge prude, and frankly, Orgasm's been around for so damn long that the name isn't shocking anymore. Like, it really isn't, but like, let's branch out. You beat it to death. Let's just try something new and see what happens. Okay. Speaking of sticking with a theme, Milk Makeup is riding the cannabis thing hard. They've come out with the cannabis mask. It's It's a stick mask. It's for hydration. It instantly moisturizes, calms, and soothes for a revitalized complexion. Wow. I promise I can read. Complexion. It's infused with hemp-derived cannabis oil for long-lasting hydration and aloe vera to calm and soothe. It's available now and it's $24 US. So this forms part of their whole Kush line. They have the Kush mascara, and on this post from Trend Mood, they also have like what the coming soon products are going to be. So a Kush waterproof mascara, Kush extra high volume lash primer, which frankly, I love the Kush mascara. Like, it is like top 3 mascaras in my collection. So I frankly don't think it needs a primer because it gets amazing results on its own. But there it's coming. And also Kush brow gel in shades MJ, Cypher, Herb, Dub, and Diesel. So they're really sticking with the theme here. But the difference, and the reason I'm not upset with this, is that it's not like 20 years old at this point. Like, they haven't had this Kush line around for like a generation of makeup wearers. So it's a little bit fresher. Frankly, with like the whole legalization of pot being only just like 6 months ago here in Canada, and I know it's sort of in the works in different states in the US, so it seems like it's on trend as well, if you will, or a little bit more relevant. Not that orgasms aren't relevant, but like, do you see what I'm trying to say? Anyway, I'm not explaining it well, but it's fresh. It's newer. I'm on board. I think actually it sounds like a product that I would actually really like. So I'd be willing to give this one a try and see how it goes, to be honest. Okay. I talk myself into a corner every now and then, and because it's date night tonight and we don't actually have any children in our house right now, I kind of just want to get through this so that I can then go and like annoy the shit out of my husband. So let's just dive back in. Okay, let's talk about a couple more eyeshadow products. So there are a few in here, it's just not all eyeshadow. So these here are liquid eyeshadows from, I think it's Kaja Beauty. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I think it's Kaja Beauty. These look really pretty. I think they look beautiful. I like the shades that they have chosen for their first launch of these. I hope that they perform as well as the Milk Makeup eye pigments do. Those are fantastic, fantastic products. Tiny little bit goes a long way. I'm really hoping that these perform the same. I know in Canada here they're $20 each on the Sephora website, and from the Trend Mood post it says they're going to be $16 in the US, so really not a terrible price point, and a good selection of shades to choose from. So I do have a couple of these on my loves list on the Sephora website, so eventually I will probably get at least one to try out, but I'm intrigued. There was another eyeshadow. Oh, another eyeshadow palette. So if you want to know why I'm acting weird, it's brought to you by the jumbo size Red Bull. Yeah. Okay. So this eyeshadow palette was almost not going to be made, and then they did decide to do a pre-sale. So as far as I know, the pre-sale is still on right now, and you can buy this palette for $25 during the pre-sale. This is from Menagerie Cosmetics, which used to be Makeup Monsters, I believe it was called. And then they rebranded to Menagerie. This is the Whale Song palette. You can see, obviously, it's a very blue-themed palette. I think it's absolutely stunning. I love the packaging on it. I think it's just so creative, so different, absolutely beautiful. I love the colors that are in here. I don't think I need it. I ordered the Affinity 2 from Certify through a pre-sale. It should be shipped mid-April, and it's all blues and greens. And I really, with those kind of tones, I kind of feel one palette is enough. I don't feel the need to have multiple blue eyeshadow palettes because I just don't wear it enough to justify it. But if I hadn't bought that one, this is one that I would put my money towards. I think it's absolutely stunning. I also have some face products to talk about. So Natasha Nona has recently released concealers. The Transfix Matte Concealer. It offers medium to full coverage, and then it has a bunch of claims in here. So super long wear, ultra light, it's smooth, it has hyaluronic acid and collagen so that it softens the skin and ensures long-lasting hydration. It's transfer proof, and then it says that it has micronized, okay, again, I promise I can read, micronized pure pigments which assure flexibility, so no creasing. Comes in 23 shades and they are $28 each US. I believe they're $33 here in Canada. And they come with a bunch of different undertones as well. So it all sounds very promising. I don't know. I'm intrigued. I am intrigued. I'm trying to do a no-buy in April. I'm not entirely convinced that I'm going to be super successful at that, but hey, we're the first weekend and I haven't bought anything, so yay me. But this is one that I have also added to my loves list because I'm very curious about it. I love trying things like new concealers, new foundations, all of that kind of thing. I'm just on the hunt for like the perfect product. And even when I think I found it, I'm still interested in trying another formula. And this is one that I am interested in trying. Jeffree Star is also coming out with concealers. Now I believe his release date has been pushed back because some jackhole stole like $2.5 million worth of product from one of his warehouses. I believe, and I didn't watch his video on it simply because I just haven't had the time, but I believe from what I've heard around the interwebs that somebody stole like the entire, one entire shade at the very least. So his collection isn't complete and therefore he's pushing it off so that they can replace what has been stolen. I think that's absolutely shitty behavior, but at any rate, it will be coming down the pipes soon. So I'm not quite sure when it's going to happen. If you see it being sold on things like Poshmark or eBay, know that it's being fenced and that it is actually a stolen product. He hasn't released these to people to sell individually. Please don't buy it. Please don't, enable that kind of behavior. At any rate, I don't know anything about the concealer. All I can say is that the packaging looks a little gaudy to me, which is kind of on brand, to be honest, but it's not something that I'm like super drawn to, at least from a packaging perspective. I don't know any of the claims about the actual product itself. I am not one who like refuses to buy from Jeffree Star or frankly anybody. So I'm not going to weigh in on that aspect of it. Everybody makes their own decisions in terms of the people and brands that they support. I respect that. I'm not going to tell you what to put your money towards. All I can say is that from this picture, the little like fake jewel with the star and all that on the top just doesn't speak to me. But depending on the claims of the makeup itself, that may sway me. We'll see. So, okay, this is a product that I really want, but I'm not going to buy it. I know I'm not going to buy it because it's going to be horrifically expensive. It is from Charlotte Tilbury. It is their Glowgasm face palette. Has highlighters, blush, bronzer, all that good stuff in there. There's no price on the Trend Mood post itself, but a subscriber slash friend, Jamie, managed to find the price of it, told me it's going to be $70 US. So in Canadian dollars, that's going to be like north of 80. And I don't really reach for face palettes. I always love the idea of them. There are very specific ones that I will reach for. If this bronzer is on the glowier side, which given the name of the entire palette, I suspect that it will be. This picture isn't super clear on that. I'm probably not going to get a lot of use out of the bronzer, so while the blush and the highlighters look gorgeous, if I'm only going to get use 3 out of 4 and it's going to cost close to like $90, then what's the point? It's just wasted money, so I'm probably not going to buy this, but I do think she's pretty, and I would love for it to manifest itself in my drawer. I say that about a lot of things. Hasn't happened yet. If it ever does, I'll let you know. Okay. I have said before, particularly in these new release videos, that certain brands, I just don't know what lane they're in because I don't think they know what lane they're in, and Too Faced is definitely an offender of this. Some of their packaging is very classic looking, very chic and elegant. Some of it, like Glow Job and Pat the Puss, it's a little bit more on the questionable side. And then every now and then they're just like, hey, we want to market to 13-year-olds. Here's an example. This is the, I don't even know what it is. What the hell is it called? The Glover Puppy Love Highlighter, which is going to retail for $30 US. It's a champagne gold highlighter. That's all it is. That in and of itself is nothing revolutionary. Now, okay, the packaging is cute. I'll give them that. The packaging is cute. It's got the little puppy. It's got the little puppy imprinted on it. But it's $30 and it really does look like it's marketed for like my 6-year-old daughter. So I'm not going to knock anybody who buys it. It's cute. Like objectively it is cute. But I just don't understand this brand. Like I really don't. To me, like Too Faced should be like the umbrella brand, and then it should have little like subsidiary brands, like one for all their cute shit, one for all their like weird sex shit, and then like the classic line. I mean, I guess Too Faced being the definition of multiple personalities, if you will, I guess it kind of makes sense, but I don't know, like I don't hate it. I think it's just a weird price point for an overly cutesy item. If we're going to talk about packaging though, here's one from Winky Lux. These are part of their matcha lip balm range. So their new shades are strawberry, coconut, lavender, and blueberry. They are $14 US each. I don't even care about the product. I honest to God don't. I just want the box that it comes in. I think it's absolutely beautiful. These like floral prints and I think it's absolutely beautiful. If that flower emblem was on the product itself, then I would be definitely buying at least one of them. But the outer packaging is prettier than what's inside. Again, I don't know. Have I used Winky Lux? I feel like I have at one point. I have one of their eyeshadow palettes and I think I've had some sort of lip product from them. Clearly it didn't really make a lasting impression on me, so I have no idea if these lip balms are good or not. They look really pretty, but the box that it comes in, I just want them all like standing in a row on display. I think they're so pretty. All right, let's talk about a $70 lip product from Tom Ford. So this is the 24K lip blush. Packaging, gorgeous, timeless, beautiful, clean, elegant, chic. Lip product itself, apparently infused with actual flakes of gold. I have zero idea if gold is actually like a thing that helps your skin / lips. I have zero concept of that. And frankly, I don't even know if this is actually real gold that goes in there, although for $70 for a tube, God, I hope so. So this is a product that goes on sheer and then turns into like a pink flush on the lips. $70. I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. I think it looks really pretty. It's one of those things that, again, if it like manifested itself here, I would be trotting that thing out everywhere and being like, look what I have. It's beautiful. Take a look. But I just don't see myself spending that kind of money on what is basically a lip balm. Gold or not, I don't know. Another week, another Colourpop release, because that's just how they roll. They have released some new products here for festival season. Now, I am not a festival goer. Used to go to like Edgefest back in the day, but now like I just don't like people that much, and I don't want to be around them. Not in the hot blazing sun, and just, it's not my scene. I'm getting old. I'm just old and crotchety and I just don't like peopling. There it is. These look really pretty. They have 8 pressed glitters. I'm not interested in that. Pressed glitters and I don't really get along all that well. I will say I do have their Sweet Talk palette and there are 2 pressed glitters in there. They do perform really nicely. I wore one the other day and got a ton of compliments just from random strangers, so that was nice. Excuse me. But it's just not a product that I really like get super excited about. They have 4 pressed pigments, which are the ones down on the bottom. They look really pretty. They don't I already have products in those shades, so I really don't need these, but they look fun as hell. They've come out with some new gel liners and some new juicy glosses as well. And finally, a white mascara. I'm not big on the white mascara look. I'm really not. Same with like white sunglasses. If you can pull that look off, like power to you, and I mean no offense. However, anytime I see somebody wearing white sunglasses, I have never not thought, there's an asshole. It just, I don't know what it is about them. Overall, sorry, sidetracked myself. The products look really pretty. They look really fun. Not really my thing, but those eyeliners, I could see myself getting a bright ass yellow eyeliner as well as a bright ass green eyeliner. I could be totally down. And the pink and the orange, to be honest. The eyeliners are what draw me in, not so much the glitters and the other powders. Let's talk about Laura Lee. I'd completely forgotten about this girl, to be honest. I didn't even think that her brand was still around, but apparently it is. And now she's coming out with some single eyeshadows and a magnetic palette. Nothing revolutionary. And the shades certainly aren't anything revolutionary. There are some in there that I think are very pretty. But it's the prices that kill me. So the magnetic palette is $12. That's fine. To buy the full bundle, though, is $119. That just seems really excessive for what you're getting. The packaging is not special enough to warrant $119. I think you could buy a much nicer palette for that money. You could probably buy like 2 or 3 nicer palettes for that money. The shades, while some of them are pretty, a lot of them are shades that most people are already going to have, so it's not even really bringing anything new to the table. When you look at the individual price, like $6 a shadow, that's fine. But if you buy all of them, you're only saving $13. So basically you're buying all of those shadows and you're getting a magnetic case for free. And the price just doesn't, I am not spending $119 US on single shadows from Laura Lee. If she really wanted, because one of her shade names is Subscribe, because as we all know, she lost 700,000 of them after that whole debacle with the tweets coming out and then that laughable apology video. If she wanted to kind of do a tongue-in-cheek kind of deal and poke some fun at herself, acknowledge all of that, and then move on, she should come up with a setting spray or something that's called Tears of an Apology or something. She should poke some fun at herself. Enough time has passed that there are people that would be like, tee, that's really funny, I want to buy it. It should be fake apology spray. Because let's call it spade a spade. Is she really going to defend that apology video and say that no, that was actually legit? Come on. Anyways, last thing, since we're talking about scandalous behavior, Kat Von D. I feel like I'm always rounding out these videos with Kat Von D because I'm just purely mystified by what in the fuck her brand is doing. Honest to God, they are just I don't know what they're doing. Honest to God, she has not put out any sort of cohesive thing in a while that nothing makes sense. It's all very random. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm a lawyer by trade. That's what I do. There are times where you take what's called a shotgun approach and you basically throw as many arguments out there and hope that one of them gains traction. And that is what I think this brand is doing. I think she's just trying to see if something will resonate with consumers and get her brand sort of resuscitated and brought back to life. So, okay, here's one. A mini travel bag. It's $4.68 Canadian. Totally random price even. Who the fuck needs this? Why is this a thing? Then she's come out with these multi-use Technicolor crayons, again trying to capitalize on festival season. I never even saw this on, nobody released pictures of this that I saw, Trend Mood or Beauty News Official or anything like that. It just kind of snuck onto the Sephora website and here it is. Sure, whatever, they look like fun colors, but like, she's not known for caring or giving two shits about festival makeup. She's like based her entire brand and lifestyle on gothic styling. So where in the hell is this coming from? And then she's releasing some compact of some, like, what the fuck is this? It's a black flower compact. Trend Mood's like, what's going to be inside? Who cares? I don't know. If these are going to be compacts for like, is it, I don't know what it is. I don't care. If it's like a powder or something, like, why does it have the window? I am genuinely mystified. Is the packaging pretty? Yes. Yes, it is. This is far more on brand than festival pigment sticks. But, like, why? What is it? I just don't understand. Like, it's a single item, yet again. Like, you need to just pump the brakes, because I feel like every week something else is trickling out of her brand, but it just is not connected to anything else, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. So, I don't get it. I don't get it, but I have said it before, I'll say it again, I think KVD Beauty is circling the drain. So on that note, I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to go enjoy date night now. Anyways, thank you so much for taking the time to watch. As always, I would love to hear from you on your opinions on some of these new releases, all of that kind of thing. I love hearing from you guys and just chit-chatting back and forth, even when you disagree with me. That's all good, just don't be shitty about it, please. And that's it. Thank you again for taking the time to watch. I will see you in my next video. Until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now.